Welcome back to Out of the Rough. I'm joined by and I'll emphasize that, Dr. Patrice Rifkind, CEO of Audiology Associates, and you're an audiologist. Yes. I get that right?
Yes,
I want to make sure I got that. You know, what's interesting is children playing, or the sounds you hear of birds, or even a car driving by, the safety issue with that. Some people just lose their hearing for whatever reason, right? And that's what you specialize in, helping people get their hearing back. Where does it start? It starts just by getting tested?
It starts with a simple hearing test. We put them in a sound booth. We basically test at different frequencies, test for speech. Some people may have hearing that appears to be okay. They're always, talking to you, and it's not like they don't hear you coming, but they don't hear certain sounds. So they may be just missing the P's and T's and S's and K's in speech, and not able to understand speech because of it. You know,
sometimes it starts with your children, and it starts with your children not being able to hear for whatever reason, or hear well, and that translates into their learning. It also, a lot of people lose their hearing because of loud music. So there's a multitude of reasons on why you really need to do this. One of the things we talked about previously was the need for hearing testing, because sometimes if you're going for a job interview during these tough times, you can't hear what the person's asking you, and if that becomes a handicap, if you will, or an obstacle, you don't get the job.
Because hearing loss is invisible, people don't always know that you're not hearing them properly. So you may be looking at a person and straining to hear, and they think that maybe you're just, stupid or not paying attention or ignoring them, or maybe you misunderstand a key word, which makes a big difference.
Yeah, and it's important that you get tested for many, many reasons, and one being that. Let's talk about the actual devices they've come out with now, because there is that stigmatism that you're going to have something sticking out of the ear, and the cosmetic look of it. Things have changed.
Right. They have changed quite a bit. I mean, my own husband's wearing hearing aids, and a lot of other people are wearing hearing aids, and you would never know it. They're very cosmetically discreet. They often don't show at all. They can be, very tiny, or it's either completely down in the ear or hiding underneath hair, and you wouldn't even know that somebody has a hearing aid.
They're hidden deep in there, so you don't have that same situation.
And the sound quality is so much better. They connect to cell phones, they connect to televisions and computers, so that people can hear clearly in those kind of environments too.
Yeah, that's one of the things that a lot of people with hearing challenges, they don't like to be in crowded rooms, because it's really hard for them to decipher what people are trying to say.
Yeah, in fact, one of the new things. One of the new things that's come out recently is a microphone, and you can clip the microphone onto a spouse, or maybe hand it to a teacher that you're in a classroom and you need to hear the teacher, and it can go directly to the hearing aids too. So
that's so important, especially as the baby boomers are aging, and they're a vital part of our economy. They're our knowledge. They're our knowledge base for, the working matures are retired, those that went through the war and went through maybe even the Depression, and now it's the baby boomers who have that stigmatism. Boy, I don't want this in my ear. That was for my dad or my grandpa, not for me.
Exactly. And they've heard maybe some negative talk about it from one or two people who will say negative things about hearing aids, and then the people that are happy don't bother to say anything. So they go in thinking that all they've heard is this negative thing, that somebody who complained about they bought hearing aids and didn't wear them, or they didn't do well with them, and maybe it was a long time ago, and they.
The stigmatism. Stigmatism. I get stigmatism of that.
Stigma.
The stigma of that situation. Very important. And there was a study that just recently came out that talked about how those that are consulted, many in business, are their bosses are younger, but they're the baby boomers who are there, and it's important that we tackle these issues now. What are some preventive measures you're recommending to people so they don't lose their hearing?
Well, sometimes there is nothing we can do to prevent it, if it's genetic, if it's due to some kind of disease and that kind of thing. But noise exposure is really, that's something that has to be watched on a daily basis. I mean, it may be that you mow the lawn, or you like to go to the NASCAR races, or for football
games. That is loud, yes.
Oh yeah, those are those things that are so loud that they will cause hearing loss.
One thing I always recommend is, when you get a new iPod for your children, or one of those devices, is put in a code, lower the sound, the maximum sound, and then put in the code so your children can't get it too loud.
Right, right.
Plus, maybe they'll listen to you.
Right, right.
Because it's so loud they can't hear you.
Right.
But now they have these noise canceling headphones that makes it difficult. But what, you know, tips like that.
But as far as earbuds too, recently I have earbuds that are built into a custom ear mold because I like to shut out the outside noises. I was on an airplane and I had forgotten those, and I was using regular earbuds. I had to turn it up so loud so that I could even hear it over the sound of the airplane, where if I had the custom earplugs where they're built in, it's so much better. So
what
that's
a great
something else
tip.
we do.
That, you know, those noise canceling earbuds, sometimes if either you come in and get them made or you get them off the shelf, they're better than just the ones that hang in your ear,
right.
simply because they'll cut out the outside noise. And you're right, when you're flying on an airplane, it is loud.
It is.
And you turn the music on, or you turn whatever you're listening, or our show, if you download our show,
yes.
and you're listening to it, yeah. Just some terrific tips to protect your ears. And so how do those that need to get tested, how do they go in? Do they get a referral, or do they come directly to you?
It depends. We take the majority of insurances. If you call our office, we'll check it out for you and let you know if you need a referral. Some insurance groups require referrals, but and anybody under Medicare who has Medicare as their primary, they should get a prescription from their doctor. It just has to say hearing test or decreased hearing or anything like that.
And then they can go see you. Yeah,
and
and
then,
you're, go ahead.
Oh, and so they call our office, 661-284-1900.
284-1900.
And the girls will help them check out their insurance and find out what they need.
Perfect. And it's Audiology Associates, and it's on Valencia Boulevard.
Right, in the Atrium building.
Yes, the big Atrium building. We see it every time we're driving home through the middle of town. Email address. Do you have a website?
Website is www.audiologyassociates.net. You can contact us through the website if you like, but it's also audiology@yahoo.com.
Perfect. And I'm very, very proud to say a member of the Chamber of Commerce on this Chamber edition. I wanted to highlight your business because I think many people forget to, 1, protect their ears, 2, protect their children's ears, and 3, get it tested so you can have a better quality of life.
Right.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you very much.
Okay.
Dr. Patrice Rifkind, CEO of Audiology Associates. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this edition of Out of the Rough. I'm Fred Arnold. If you'd like to view this show online, go to scvtv.com, or you can go to fredarnold.com. If you have any questions, go ahead and email me at fred@fredarnold.com. Until our next conversation, make it a healthy and prosperous day, and I hope this show helped get you out of the rough.